Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. If you like listening to somebody babble about music that they love, once again, you have come to the right place. And because I'm about to do a little babbling because this really isn't anything new, and I wasn't really gonna do a review on it, but you'll understand why in just a minute. It is the new release of UFO, and it's their 3 CD set of Covenant, Sharks, and then a live concert. I don't think it's the whole concert, but it's live at Blind Melons in Buffalo, New York in 1995 in support of their Walk on Water tour, or their album. They came out in 95 when Michael Schenker came back into the band, and I absolutely love Michael Schenker, so pretty much going to take this opportunity to talk about Michael Schenker, and that's part of the reason I'm doing this. Also, just to let people know what it is, in case they're kind of wondering, and also because the show at Blind Melons that they did in Buffalo, New York, is a place I have played many times. From early 90s to about 95 is when I had done quite a few shows there. Actually opened up for some other bands like Yngwie, did a show with Blue Oyster Cult, that actually played before us. So many bands. Brighton Rock, and they're a popular Canadian band, which maybe people here in the States don't know. But anyway, I unfortunately did not get to go to see this show because the band I was in at that point in time just released our album. We're out playing like crazy, and this show just couldn't get there. This place is actually really cool. It's not there anymore. They tore it down. I think it's a runway or something now for the airport up there. But anyway, I was real interested in hearing what this sounded like, just because I've been there, I can picture what it's like, I know what the shows there are like, and I just thought it'd be cool to listen to what it was. I didn't realize until after I got this that this has all been released before, so that's another reason I'm kind of doing this, to let people know this has all been released. The Covenant, actually, and that came out, and the weird thing is, like, I don't know what's going on with UFO lately, but there's like all these different labels releasing stuff from them, so I don't know. Like Cleopatra's been releasing tons of bootleg stuff, but it's all been released before, so it's not like new, it's all like re-releases. And then like Lights Out just came out, and Covenant was actually remixed, or not remixed, excuse me, I apologize, remastered. They are not the same. It was remastered earlier this year by the same record label as this, Cherry Records or something like that. I don't know, man, there's so many of these little record labels that redo this stuff, it's hard to keep track. So anyway, so that version I've actually already listened to, and like 7 of the songs from this live were on that, and I guess they were previously released before. Like I said, this stuff is hard to keep track of. There's so many re-releases of this UFO stuff, like over the past few years. I don't know, the original came out in 2000 of Covenant, and the original of Sharks came out in 2002, and I quite honestly have not listened to these probably since very close to when they came out, so it's been 20 years or more since I've listened to either one of these albums, which is a shame because I really love Michael Schenker, and so much when I get the opportunity to talk about it. I mentioned that my name is on the cover of his first solo album called Thank You, so I just like to mention that as much as I possibly can. I actually really like Michael Schenker a lot. So anyway, the remaining 3 songs on this were released on Sharks when that was on CD, so all this stuff, everything here has been released before, but got it, so I listened to it. I went right to disc 3, the live show, and I do have to say that I loved listening to this, so I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I listened to it because that was fun. I could picture the venue the whole time I was listening to it. The only thing that I noticed that may be like off-putting to anybody on this is the vocals are really loud, and the guitar is not quite as loud as the vocals, but the vocals are really loud, and they're kind of in and out a little bit on it. Other than that, it's actually recorded really well. The solos on the first, the solos on this, like, are just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how well Michael Schenker plays live, or anything, but live he just nails it. He just doesn't like miss notes, really. Not very often. And it was just fun listening. It's a weird selection of songs. They started with Mother May I, This Kid's, and Let It Roll, and then Out in the Street. Just like really just a strange selection of songs there. So, I mean, it was fun hearing them. I don't know if I've heard too many of those on other stuff, live, but the cool thing on this one was Venus and Push to the Limit from the Walk on Water album were on this. And it's funny, they're actually advertising this as the classic Strangers in the Night lineup, which is really not the case because it actually has Simon Wright playing drums on this. And I don't think he was the one that recorded on Walk on Water. No, it was Ansley Dunsbar recorded on Covenant and Sharks. So none of this is actually the classic lineup. I mean, if you're going to be like 100% true, that's just the case. But anyway, so yeah, Venus and Push to the Limit were like just cool. Those are really good songs. It's like, that was a really good album. So I haven't gone back and listened to that one again, but I do remember that being a really good album. And then, of course, one of my favorite songs of them live, the studio version of the song, wasn't like my favorite song ever, but the live versions of the songs I've heard of Love to Love have been amazing. This one, however, was a little different. Michael Schenker was actually playing the acoustic guitar part on it. And most other bootlegs I've heard, it's they're covering that with just all electric. They're not doing, and it makes it sound super heavy. This song is like super heavy when they replace that intro on the acoustic with electric. It just makes it like 10 times heavier. I don't know, but the thing is, it's like this is like kind of like a catch-22 because I really was hoping to hear. I was expecting it to be the heavier version, but he did the acoustic part and in the verses as well. And the thing is, Michael Schenker plays acoustic guitar like phenomenally well. His first solo album was all like acoustic, and so he nails it. So it's like, all right, I get to hear Schenker playing acoustic, but even though I was expecting, I'm kind of wanting the heavy. So I mean, whatever. Catch-22, like I said, it's the good with the bad, but I really enjoyed hearing that. I like his acoustic guitar playing a lot as well, so wasn't really that disappointed, but it was kind of caught me off guard when I heard that. But and then of course it ends with Only You Can Rock Me, Two Out the Handle, and Rock Bottom, which are just like, what you would expect to hear on any like live recording or bootleg or whatever else may be out there, official recording, whatever. They pretty much always do those songs. So it was an interesting selection of songs. So I really love that. That was like the main reason for me wanting to get this, even though I actually already had all of it. But now I have it all in one form instead of split up on two different discs. So whatever. I got it now. And then I kind of went backwards and like listened to Sharks. And first thing I noticed is what a flat recording this is. The songs are better than I remember. I didn't really remember much about the song. Like I said, I didn't listen to it in a long time. The songs, or in the guitar playing, Shaker's just got a tone. I know it's changed a little bit over the years, but he still has his own tone, and a lot of that, and I believe it comes from the fingers. It comes from the player. You can do whatever you want, but a lot of that just comes from the player. And of course, Phil is pretty much always sounds like Phil. I mean, I don't think he sounds. I read a couple things before I got this that he sounds a little rough. I don't think he sounds rough at all. I actually think he sounds pretty good. Some of the lyrics are a little iffy, but they've always had a few songs here and there that are a little bit like, that's the best you could come up with. But anyway, the songs themselves I thought were pretty good. I actually really liked them. It was better than I expected from a couple of things I had read. So I shouldn't read some of this stuff before listening to it, yet here I am doing a review, so I guess I'm kind of like being hypocritical, but I really enjoyed listening to this again. It was a good album. Aside from just kind of being a flat recording, the drums and the bass were just really flat. Not a whole lot of effects going on in the vocals. Not that I want lots of effects, but I don't want it to sound dead either. I just, somewhere in the mix in between would have been nice. But this album and Covenant were both released originally on Shrapnel Records, and that's more of like a guitar shredder type label. And I guess it was produced by Mike Varney to begin with too. And it's just weird hearing a full band. I can't think of too many other full bands. I'm sure there are, but nothing's even popping into my head anymore. But it's kind of known as a guitar shredder type album, so the focus is always on the guitar on a lot of those albums, and it really is on the guitar on both of these albums. Like Walk on Water was actually on a different label, Zero Records, I think, originally produced by Ron Nevison. Completely different production style. I actually had a guy I used to play with in a band that had another band that was on Zero Records. I think it was a Japanese label. I don't remember them releasing much, you know, worldwide. But anyway, two different record labels and completely different sounds. Same band, but holy crap, would they sound a lot different. And the remix I got, like I said that again, the remaster of Covenant I got earlier is a little bit more lively than Covenant in this disc set. So, you know, there you go again. It's the same record label too. Like, why didn't, I don't know. It seems weird. They did sound a little different, unless it's just my ears playing tricks on me. But so minutely, I don't even know if it's worth getting the remaster version. A lot of times these remasters, I hear from bands, just not only are they not an upgrade, sometimes they're a downgrade. And this one, I don't know, take it or leave it. I didn't notice a huge difference in it, quite honestly. Maybe a little louder, but that could just be my ears playing tricks on me. I really didn't notice much of a difference between the two. But anyway, the other little thing I kind of noticed between these two albums is lyrically, they seem to like like 80% of the songs are like about like the Old West or something, or at least allude to it. It's really strange because none of these guys are from that type of era. So whatever. Weird stuff I just picked up on this that I never noticed before. Super fun listen though. Loved it. I mean, actually really enjoyed listening to these songs again, because I don't think I paid much attention to these songs when they first came out. I listened to like a lot of music, so sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. And this is a couple of the albums that definitely got lost in the shuffle, so it was kind of nice to have this refresher and go back and listen to them, listen to some Schenker. I mean, you can't ever get tired of listening to Michael Schenker. And I'm babbling on and on, longer than I intended to, so I'm going to end it there. But as always, I welcome your likes and your comments, and share any stories you feel like. As always, like, share, subscribe to keep this music alive. And can't wait to hear some more stuff from Schenker. I don't even care what he does. I'm going to buy it. But maybe no more of these, reissues, because this one didn't really add anything. But it was fun listening to. So anyway, that's that. Until next time, we will see ya.